Hey guys, you're listening to Mark Goes to the Movies, and I am Mark. Uh, I'm not sure how to start this one. This isn't going to be about movies. This is going to be a little personal one. I've been wanting to tell this story for a little while, and what better time than the present? But first, anybody? I mean, you guys can't see the numbers. The numbers skyrocketed today. So anyone that is like expecting immediate success when you're starting a podcast, it's not gonna happen. You're Don't watch the numbers. This was probably the best, um, advice I can give you. Uh, we kinda sit at, like, maybe it goes up a few a day, but, today was not one of those days. Today's went up 56. Like, it went up a lot. We had a ton of listens, like, just an absolute, ridiculous amount of listen. Um Guys, so it was really nice waking up and seeing that and just, and for anyone thinks that you can just, get your podcast and play the same, play all episodes like that and it's gonna count, it does not. You cannot do that for whatever reason. I think it goes by the IP address of whatever you're connected to or however that works, but, it doesn't count your own listens, so you can't jack up and inflate your numbers. Believe me, it would be so great if it did, but, it doesn't work for me. If someone knows how to do that, though, let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. You don't get a lot of money through podcast, at least until I think you gotta have a lot of episodes. You get a lot of episodes, you have a lot of content to listen to, something a little different for everyone, and really wanted to do something different with this one because one of the particular episodes that's blowing up right now is Meet the Host, the one I did last weekend where I answered some questions. It's, it's doing pretty great. This is like 12 downloads. It might not seem like a lot, but for a week, it's pretty good. Whereas the highest one I have right now is Halloween at 33, and it's quite a bit. So wanted to tell this story, and I don't want any of you guys to think that there's a bad guy in this story. There isn't. I'm fine with it. It's over. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe it's not the best thing to say this story. Um, because I don't want to get too personal, but it's a personal story, and it's about the 2025 Chicago Bears. Yeah, not about movies. It's gonna be about a sports one. But the Bears, they mean so much to me, and I thought it was funny because a lot of a lot of the movies are like they do the thing like, why do you care so much about sports teams? Like they don't care about you, they don't love you back. The 2020, the last year's Chicago Bears, I felt like I don't know if it was a chance of fate or how that works, but like it really felt like they were doing me a favor, like they knew what I was going through because I was going through a hard time. I uh I kind of got I guess we'll just call it was a mutual breakup with emphasis on mutual, I guess. And I don't want to get too far into that because again, what happened, it sucked. Was was uh was she in the wrong? Maybe. Depends on how you look at it, I would never want anyone to stay here that is unhappy, but the I guess simple way to put it is she wasn't happy here. It was too much too fast, I guess for one. I was really dumb. I was like, "Hey, would work out great." She's dating in 2026 is the worst, especially in your late 30s. And to find someone that seems like it's gonna work, you pull the trigger, right? You don't wait around. It looks like it works. You sit there and put all your chips in, and hopefully it runs on the number you pick, the color you pick. And this one did not. It crapped out. So let's get to the I guess the main story is I go on vacation in October. Every October, the whole month, Worldwide Technology company I work for, they let me have a lot of time off. And it's just she had moved in I wanna say it was June. Yeah, super fast. Met in, like, mid-April, but after April, a little after my birthday, I think, maybe late April, yeah. And, by June, she's moved in already, and I was like, "This is pretty quick." And but everything was working really well, and, you might as well just, yeah, like I said, put your chips on black, and I landed on red. But, I go on vacation in October, and I really wanted everything to, like, not have any issues. Like, it was like, "I'm gonna be here every day, we're gonna spend a lot of time together finally." Because I work nights, and I understand that's very difficult to be with someone that worked nights. Um, as much as I'd probably say the Bears are my number 1 love, and then my work is number 2. I've yet to find the number 3. Still hopeful, but, like, hopefully that number 3 goes up above the work and the I don't know if it's gonna go above the Bears after this season. But, yeah, so I say, "Hey, like, what's going on? Like, what's the deal?" It's, like, obviously, there's something wrong with you. I had the difficult conversation that I didn't wanna have, and she ends up moving back to her hometown to, be with the family and all that stuff. Hey, you do what you gotta do, right? Left leaves me devastated. Uh, Middle of football season. I wanna say she was bad luck, and this is gonna be the controversial one if she ever hears it. I don't know if she ever will. I think I'm gone from her life for good. She'll never even think about any of this stuff ever again. But, yeah, she we were 0 and 2. Sorry, we were 2 and 2, before we broke up. We were 0 and 2 when she was here. So, not exactly, would say she's bad luck. And that's what kinda got me through the end of the day is felt like, "Hey, she's bad luck," because when she left, I'm gonna go through the games because it was, thought this was funny. So, let's see. Yep, she went back to her family to visit on 10th. She had a concert, some kind of Bert Kreischer guy, the guy with the shirt, that she went up there to see that, and, that's like I was like, "Hey, it's really, really hard not having you for, like, a week and I really missed you," and she's like, "Well, I just didn't miss, being here. I felt like it was really short." But, yeah, she wasn't here for the Commanders win. We came back and won that game. The next week would have been a bye. The week after that, it was that weekend, because she left, we had probably had our talk around on Friday. Yeah, we had a talk around on Friday, said, "Hey, it's the deal. She's moving back." I said, "Hey, would you like to talk about it? Did we talk it out?" Nope, didn't wanna talk about it, didn't wanna go any of that route, and, yeah, devastated. So, 9/28, right before my vacation, because it would be pretty close to the first on there, they beat the Raiders. That's the one they blocked the field goal, 25-24. They beat the Raiders in Las Vegas. So, again, the only time I actually got out of bed was, wait, I'm reading the schedule wrong. So, yeah, they beat the Cowboys. Well, that would've been the week she went to Bert Kreischer, and then, yeah, the 28th, right before the vacation, they blocked the field goal. I come back and win it, huge win, and then have a bye, and then 10/13, I'm in the middle of my vacation. Um, I think I stayed in bed for, like, the first week or 2, couldn't even get out of it. I was so depressed. I ever been with someone and then they're gone and then you're in a house by yourself. It was, really rough. So 10/13, they play the Commanders. For those of you who don't know or don't, probably would know anyways, but the Reds, I guess they have the Commanders game, almost called them the Redskins. They're no longer the Redskins. They, uh, they lost on a Hail Mary last year and kinda destroyed their season, or the year before last year. So 2024 season, they lost on a Hail Mary. It was big, went everywhere. Must saw that play 1,000 times because everyone just couldn't believe what happened. So, the Commanders game, not really feeling great going in it anyways. We'll say they're what, 2 and 2? Yep, they lost the first 2 games. Those are the 2 games she was here for, and then she left, and they won 2 games with 2 and 2. They have a bye, and then they come back into the Commanders game, and I'm not really pumped up for this game at all. Um, I don't know, yeah, Jaden Daniels didn't play as Mariota, and again, come back at the last second and win on a Monday Night Football game. Like, it makes you feel a little better. Makes you you know, when your team wins, you put so much faith in them, and you sit there and you support them and you love them, and they reward you the win. Like, it feels really nice. So it helped me out a little bit. Next week, they beat the Saints, like, 26-14, not even close. So again, you're getting up, like, I know that I can't stay in bed the entire time, that I'm gonna get up and I'm going to, watch the Bears play, at least watch the Bears play. Not gonna ruin my whole vacation. They did, however, lose to the Ravens. That was a little bit of a setback, though. Uh, so again, they're gonna let you know they're a little mortal. And then week 9 was that Bengals game, which was absolutely ridiculous. This is right before I went back to work, so I'm still feeling a little good. They're 3-3. They had some nice wins, and they played the Bengals, who had Joe Flacco because Burrow was out, and Flacco just destroyed their secondary, scored a lot of points. However, the first time the Bears, who are not known for their offenses, they came back and were able to keep up with them. And then in the end, go watch the clips for one. I can't tell you as good as the clips were. So Flacco drives him down the field, scores a touchdown. They're still down some points. They need an onside kick. Would you know it? They get the onside kick. But not only do they need the onside kick, but they also need to score real fast. Sure enough, they also score really fast too. So they're down, and then Caleb Williams has like under a minute left and just drives them down the field, scores a touchdown, wins it last second. Like, going in there knowing that I'm going into work and I'm gonna have to tell these my friends at work and my coworkers at work that, hey, I'm no longer with this woman anymore. The one I was gonna marry her. That's the crazy thing. I was gonna get married. Something I said I'd never do, but she talked me into it, and I was like, wouldn't want to be with anybody else. And just go in there and like, I know I'm gonna have some flack because I told everyone how great she was, and then I was wrong. I might have been right about my football team, but I was wrong about her. So, that was nice getting that win. They can't say anything about it. It's funny when you got your coworkers at work and then, like, your team loses, right? And they act like you go into work and they act like you were the cause of it. Like, what happened? Like, I don't fucking know, dude. They blew it. Like, I'm not getting paid all this millions of dollars to play this game, but they kinda put it in you, like, it was like, "It's your fault." The, next week, they beat the Giants 24-20. I think it was the last second come from behind win. Week after that, it was, 11-16. They beat the Vikings 19-17. Again, super close games, and the Vikings were the team they lost to in the very first game of the season, and they opened up against them. The Steelers, they beat them 31-28. That's Aaron Rodgers' team. That was really nice getting that win. Then they go in there, and it's Black Friday where you're like, "Hey, we're feeling pretty good about our team." But, Black Friday, you gotta play the defending champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, in Philadelphia on Black Friday, and not only they went in there and just beat the shit out of them. They ran the ball over them and just destroyed them. So now you're feeling really good going against the Packers, and let me tell you something. I hate the Packers so much. Fucking hate those. They're absolutely terrible. They're the worst people on the planets. If you're listening and you're from Green Bay, I know you're not listening because you're too fucking stupid to even know what I'm even saying, right? You probably heard about the Bears, I'm not gonna listen to it. Yeah, go fuck your cousin. Sorry. Sorry, anybody knows the Packers fan, but you're not wanted. I'll take every other subscriber, right? The Lions fans aren't that bad. Like, you're a little chirpy, but God, you sucked for so long and now you're finally a little good, and it's like, well, alright, you deserve to talk a little bit, but Packers fans are perennial losers, they never win shit. All they do is talk garbage, and wouldn't you know it, on December 7th, they came back. Caleb Williams fixing to come back and lead a victory, and he gets intercepted in the end zone, and they lose the game. So, a little devastated again. I think it was because I was a little up in the clouds a little bit, because I was like, I'm not gonna say her name. Not gonna say her name. The woman I was dating, uh, maybe I didn't need her. Maybe I don't need her. I don't need anybody. You need the Bears. And this loss was a little coming back down. Uh, Very disappointing. However, next week they beat the shit out of the Browns. Right back in it, right? Right back in it. Caleb Williams, God, such Colson Loveland, just the amazing receivers we got. Defensively, oh, we need lots of work. But this offense so good. 31-3 next week, and I'm gonna set this up. I can't set this up as good as NFL Films can. They play the Green Bay Packers again, right? You play them 2 times in 3 weeks. And this is in, Soldier Field. They forced an overtime. They were winning pretty handily, and they forced an overtime out of nowhere. And then Caleb Williams throws this ball over, what the fuck, Dick Face Nixon. I don't know his whole name. Throws to DJ Moore, and DJ Moore makes this crazy catch. And you think they would just dump it off but Caleb Williams says, "I'm gonna end this game now." And all that, like, doubt, right? 'Cause when you're like, maybe, they lose to the Packers the first time, maybe, maybe they're not as good, right? Maybe come back down the earth a little bit. But no, they beat the Packers and, I think they take the North that time. God, that was such an amazing time. The, next week, week 17, they just ran out of time against the 49ers. That's nothing against them, 38-42. So, a pretty good game. They just didn't have enough time. And then, they lose against the Lions, but, it doesn't really matter because, uh, they won the division, so losing 16-19 isn't that bad. Lions aren't going to the playoffs. The Bears are, though. Bears go to the playoffs, and wouldn't you know it, they're gonna play the Green Bay Packers for a 3rd time. And, God, this is the game that, again, we're into 2026 now. They, man, came back and won it out of nowhere. Um, just ridiculous. Like, Caleb Williams, there were so many times there was a towards the end of the 4th quarter, it was like this down to their last play, right? Last play of the season, they gotta convert a 4th down. It's 4th and a long, like, maybe 4th and 15, something like that. A long amount of yards, and, Pocket breaks down immediately, he takes off running, goes to his left, and then he just kinda jumps and throws and then hits Rome Odunze just out of nowhere, right? Puts it in the middle of a bunch of Packers and converts the 4th down, and sure enough, that was the dagger because they sit there and scored on a couple more plays later, and just to eliminate the Packers out of the playoffs was, something special, man. Like, that was amazing stuff. Even when I lost against the Rams, right? When out of my buddy Leon, at work, a big Rams fan, he couldn't let it go when the Rams left him in St. Louis. But, that game, it's like, "Hey, this is Bears already got what they got. They got the quarterback, they got their coach. They're gonna build from here. It's a divisional game. Never thought they would even get here. They just beat the Packers. Like, hey, we're playing with house money right now." And sure enough, they came back when I thought it was over. Went to overtime. Came back and just Pocket breaks down immediately and just launches the ball in the end zone. And it's caught out of nowhere by Cole Kmet. And this, the joy that I got from watching the Chicago Bears in this 2025 season, I don't know if anyone's ever made me, and then I'm sorry, maybe some ex-girlfriends listen to this, maybe. But no one's ever was able to make me as happy as the Chicago Bears were last year. Every Sunday, you know, for the most part anyways, there were some disappointing times, but, like, they sit there and they brought me so much joy. So when anyone's like, "Why do you care so much about your sports teams?" This is what they do, right? You get 16 games a year. for the or 17 games a year for the NFL season. Gotta enjoy every one of them. I get so excited just waiting for, season to start. It's my favorite time of year. Now we're getting to baseball season. Baseball is a different sport, obviously. Baseball is a different animal, with there's so many games. Doesn't matter if you lose a couple, but and then the expectations might be a little lower this year because they're rebuilding for the first time. So they they're she's from the Chicago area, so I hope the Cardinals do real well, and I hope the Cubs lose. I'm a Bears fan, but never been a Cubs fan. We're from the St. Louis area, so just something blue collar about the Bears. There ain't shit about the Cubs I like. They're the rich, snotty kids from the big city. Whereas Cardinals, just used to grow up listening to KMOX and watching them on the KWB. I remember McGuire. I still remember where I was at when Pujols hit that. Was that game 3 against the Rangers? Just annihilated 3 home runs. And then David Freese hitting those walk-offs. Uh, I remember when Wainwright closed out against the Tigers. It was in a car with Amber Rhoda, and we were at the Chaffee Bingo Hall, and we were listening to it in our car. And yeah, anytime your team wins a championship, it's so awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to do like that was the whole story. I feel like it's a little closure now. She left some stuff here, and I just finished giving it away because I can't hold on to it forever. I'm not gonna store it. Like I'm ready to move on, and I've reached out to her, and I've tried to get some closure, and never got it. So this is my way of closure, at least. So if it doesn't get a lot of listens, that's perfectly fine. This is more for me, anyways. So the reviews of this episode gonna fall on deaf ears, but at the very least, at the very very least, we can blame Julie because Julie ran her off, and that's what I'm gonna leave it as that. Hi guys, that's about it. So, Mark from Mark Goes to the Movies, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys.
Friday night, theater lights, tickets tearing at the door at the AMC with the big screen glow and the crowd that wants more. But when the sun goes down in summer and the stars light up the sky, you'll find me parked at the Skyview Drive-In, watching monsters come alive. From slashes and old VHS tapes to the movies out right now, talking Cubs and theater nights. Yeah, you know just where to go now. Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies. Talking